Well, it is officially 3 o'clock Eastern Time, the very first Sunday video update of 2022. My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jer Bear. Joining me off camera temporarily at the moment is Amy. Um, Dad had to go take care of some business. He'll be back in a little while. And Amy's going to be leaving, she said, probably in a little bit. So it's just going to be me flying solo for a while until Dad gets back. And I think Dad's walking through the door right now. Yes, he is. Just in time for the Sunday video update. Hello, Dad. That was a very sweeping entrance, wasn't it? um, so yeah, we are live on YouTube. It is the first Sunday video update of the new year. Thanks for stopping by and indulging us for the next, I'd say, hour or so. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year celebration. Um, so yeah, I mean, what a way to close out 2022 or 2021, I should say. The death of Betty White, man, that floors me. That floors me. She was only 17 days shy of her 100th birthday, and wow, what a loss. I mean, the tributes and the thoughts and the condolences have been continuously pouring in by the truckloads for Betty White from fans all around the world and from lots of actors and actresses in Hollywood. They have been just they just been pouring in nonstop. And I was just telling my mom, because I talked to my mom last night on the phone, and I told her, I said, we were talking about this before, how when Betty White dies, that's going to be a very big thing. Um, Not only was she the oldest of the Golden Girls, but she was the last surviving of the Golden Girls after Rue McClanahan died. And then she managed to live 12 years after, or 11 years after Rue McClanahan died. So she outlived all the Golden Girls. Hell, she outlived Abe Vigoda. I mean, she was wow, what a lady. She had a lot of heart. She had a lot of heart. She had a lot of charity under her belt. She had just this remarkable, amazing heart, as I mentioned in the Daily Rant recording that I posted on, I think it was on Saturday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, early yesterday morning, I uploaded that Sunday video or Daily Rant. I mean, I'm all over the place today. It is the first Sunday video update of the new year, and I'm just recovering from a long weekend, and it's been kind of heartbreaking. It's been kind of sad to lose such a wonderful human being like Betty White. I mean, it's just awful. But anyway, Dad, how was your week? Yeah, we picked up some snow last night, about, I don't know, a couple inches. Yeah, we got hit with a little snowstorm, and people are freaking out about snow, and it's not the first snowstorm we've had, and it sure as fuck isn't going to be the last. I don't know why people freak out about snow so much. Um, well, if we would have had thunder and lightning, we would have got a whole hell of a lot more snow uh, than anticipated. But we lucked out on that. We didn't get any thunder or lightning with the snow, but just enough to make the road slippery. And yeah, it would have been nice to have it at Christmas time, because there was a lot of people complaining about not having a white Christmas. Well, in northern in what? Yeah, I mean, in northern lower Michigan, they got the white Christmas, and most of the Upper Peninsula, if I'm not mistaken, they've been getting all the snow up there. But yeah, we picked up a few inches, just enough to make the road slippery. Um, on Friday, New Year's Eve, I was in Saginaw. I went to the event center to get tickets for the Shrine Circus, which is coming up January 21st, which is on a Friday. And we got the 7 o'clock show. Um, general admission, I think, but they're right down. It's first come, first serve. So we're gonna have to leave early because the doors open at 6 o'clock. They open an hour early, so I'd like to get in early and to get down as close as I can. Um, I think general admission was like $10 a ticket I got them for. And I got 4 tickets. Now, the reason I got 4 is because the tickets were cheaper. And I decided, well, even if I can't find a 4th person to go, I'll still have a souvenir. But I think I found a friend that I'd like to take. His name is Reese, and most of you are familiar with Reese. He's appeared in a couple of my videos. No, Kelly suggested it. She suggested it. Well, Reese would like to go. I was thinking about Reese too because you know, yeah, he's 12, 11, 12. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'd like to go to the Shrine Circus in Saginaw. So, um, yeah, Shrine Circus coming up January 21st at the Dow Event Center, downtown Saginaw. Tickets are still on sale. You'd have to call Ticketmaster. I sound like a fucking commercial, but you'll have to call Ticketmaster, or you can call the Dow Event Center box office. I don't have the numbers readily available, but a little Google search won't hurt you. It'll be your best friend for life. And yeah, if you got the money and if you got kids, take your kids. I don't think the pandemic really had much of a. I think things are, although we have the Omicron variant of the COVID. I still think that places are starting to slowly but surely reopen, and we're trying to get back to normal. And uh, 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 there's still a pandemic. It's a pandemic. There's still a pandemic out there. It's still real, very real, still going on. Slowly but surely, things I think are starting to go back to how they were prior to all this. Because there's a lot of people who I don't know, when they're sick they choose to not stay home and they like to go out anyway. And I even saw something on Facebook. A friend of mine shared this. Dr. Fauci had openly admitted that a lot of which we've been saying this since the COVID started, but Dr. Fauci actually admitted that all the COVID numbers that we hear are not actually from COVID cases. I mean, there's kids who have been hospitalized with broken arms, appendicitis. That's not the fucking COVID. And Dr. Fauci and people dying, yeah. But and when they put it on their death certificate, but Dr. Fauci had admitted on national fucking television. I saw the clip that my friend shared. He admitted on national television that those numbers, a lot of those numbers are counted as COVID. The cases are counted as COVID, when in fact they didn't have the COVID. And on the death certificates, they're writing COVID. And it's like we've been saying this since this shit started. And yeah, they say it was COVID. Well, it wasn't COVID. Yeah, it was anything but COVID. But yeah, the world is still not right, and we're striving hard to get back to a place where we were once before, but eventually we'll get there. But yeah, I know, she told me she was gonna go. Unsociable motherfucker.
I will, Daddy.
I had to put up with your shit last year. I ain't gonna put up with it this year.
Fine, I'll stay in my room for the rest of my life.
Yeah, right.
No, because summertime I'll be in the camper.
You unsociable motherfucker.
You know I love you, Jerry.
I know. Yeah. Like a rock. Yeah. But anyway, other than the sad news of Betty White, my week was okay. We had a little kind of a, I guess if you want to call it a party. I mean, we had drinks and snacks, and when the ball dropped, I put up a couple of guns, you know.
Like they said in Saginaw, Jared,
It's
12 o'clock come. How come it sounds like a battling field up in Saginaw?
well, what about Flint? What about Detroit?
Yeah, no shit.
What about Grand Rapids? What about anywhere else? It's a big city.
Well, the reason why they do that is because a lot of people figure fireworks or whatever.
Yeah.
Like 4th of July, fireworks.
Yeah, I know. 4th of July. Yeah, the loud popping. Yeah, but yeah, I don't really, you know, a lot of people on Facebook, I've been seeing this on Facebook, just casually scrolling through my Facebook, and everybody, again, they're talking about new year, new me. This year, I'd like to do things to listen, folks, listen about that. You're still the same person as you've always been. You're still in the same situation as you've always been. The only thing changing is the fucking calendar date. Everything else is the same as it was prior to the new year. Nothing has changed. Nothing. What exactly has changed? Just the calendar date. That's it. And Dad's phone rings right on schedule. But anyway, I've been seeing a lot of that on Facebook, and it's like, I don't buy it for a second. Oh yeah, new year, new me, and the world is going to treat me good, and I'm going to put. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's going to be the same as last year. The same. Nothing changes. Just because you want it to, or just because you have a good feeling, a good vibe, so to speak, nothing is going to change. It's going to be the same as it's always been. And it's not to be a Debbie Downer. It's not to sound discouraging to everybody, but the reality is such that most people who post that shit talking about new year, new me, they know for a fact themselves, within themselves, that they're not going to change. It's going to be the same situation as it was before, as it's always been. And, you know, why, you know, they say, well, this year I'm going to put my all into it, all my effort. So what was your excuse for last year, the year before that, the year before that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Why does it take for a new year to decide to want to do new things or to change how you do things in your life? Just change the way you do things in your life regardless of the new year. You know, I don't know. Just a crazy idea, crazy thought. But this new year, new me bullshit, it's just not cutting it with me. And it's not to rain on anyone's parade, but it is kind of an old, overblown, worn out, antiquated platitude where people think because it's a new year that things are just going to change and the dice are going to come up, you know, in their favor just because it's a new year. And I just think it's bullshit. But anyway, I'm not going to engage in this new year, new me bullshit. It's going to be the same thing. You know, you're going to get the same Jer Bear. You're going to get the same whatever. I'm going to talk about whatever I want. And, you know, it's just going to be the same thing. So, I mean, I don't mind switching things up. Like, I don't mind starting new, you know, segments on my YouTube channel, or, you know, I invite people to, you know, find me on Facebook, send me a friend request, but only if you're going to be civil and friendly and not start shit. Because you'll be off my friends list in a jiff. And that's no lie. That's no bullshit. And that wasn't a new year, new me thing. That was something that it was a rule that I had to make for myself. And, I don't know. It didn't take for a new year for me to, make that rule. I gotta let my dog in. If you guys would excuse me for just a second. Hold on just a minute, guys. I gotta let my dog in. Yeah, Sparkly, I'm coming. Because Dad won't let you in. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, go. Okay, folks, I'm back. Sorry about that. Nobody's watching right now. I assume that people are going to watch this. I know one friend of mine who will definitely watch this after I'm done recording it, and after I hit the end stream button that I'm looking at right here on my screen. Um, she watches my videos and she listens to my videos. She listens to my daily rant recordings. I have a fan, but she's also a very sweet friend. She listens to these recordings while she cleans her house, which I think is kind of cool. Um, but we're good friends, and I have somebody that I know listens. Someone I know out there listens to my daily rants and my Sunday video updates, which that's nice. That's always nice. But on Friday, I got tickets for the Shrine Circus in Saginaw, and there was something I wanted to say about that. I haven't actually, I really don't get berated a lot for going to the Shrine Circus because of the thing with the animals and such, um, which is a good thing. And I'm not trying to bring that onto myself, but um, I go to the Shrine Circus basically mainly because the proceeds benefit Shriners Hospitals for Children. And I've gone to the Shrine Circus every year since before the pandemic started. And then, of course, a lot of the venues and arenas and stuff had to close because of the COVID pandemic. But I've been going to the Shrine Circus every year. And I go, like I said, basically for charitable reasons. Um, because when I was a kid, my dad took me to the Shrine Circus in Saginaw. And that was back when the Dow Event Center was known as the Saginaw Civic Center. That was back in like the early to mid 90s. When the Shrine Circus or even the monster trucks came to town, Dad always took me. And so, and I always wonder, like, what does the money go towards, like, with the Shrine Circus? Because I love the circus. I love clowns. Clowns don't scare me. I know people who have this phobia about clowns. Um, Maybe they've had bad experiences with clowns, so maybe for them it's not a phobia. It's an actual legitimate fear that they have of clowns. I'm not afraid of clowns. Um, I know a lot of people who enjoy the circus. Most people don't, like I said, because of the they don't like animals being used in the circus or whatever the case may be, and which they're entitled to not support the circus for that reason. But my reasons for the going to the circus is such that the proceeds benefit Shriners Hospitals for Children. And me being the guy I am, when I found out that the Shrine Circus helps the kids in the hospitals, that's when I decided that I wanted to go every year. Now that I have an income coming in, I have a driver's license. Um, I can do these things now, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to the Shrine Circus every year. Of course, when things like a pandemic aren't fucking ruining that for everybody. I mean, I can't talk today. Um, so yeah, January 21st falls on a Friday. We will be at the Dow Event Center in downtown Saginaw for the Alf Carafe Shrine Circus. And it's going to be fun. I'll try to, well, they tell you can't record video, but mm, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. I know I'm going to take lots of pictures, which will be on my Facebook page, but I don't know. We'll see about that. Um, hmm. We lost John Madden. For those of you who are sports aficionados, John Madden being the announcer for the NFL, and he was an actual football player for the NFL, and he passed away at the age of, what was it, 85. And we lost Desmond Tutu, for those of you who are religious and you follow the words and the teachings of Desmond Tutu. Desmond Tutu passed away at the age of 90, I believe. So there's been a few deaths, noticeable deaths, but the big one is Betty White because I love Betty White. I loved all of her work, and I noticed when they've been, they've been showing the memoriams, in memoriam of Betty White, and they've been showing clips of all her work, like from the Mary Tyler Moore Show and the Golden Girls, and she had her own show called Life with Elizabeth back in the early 50s. They don't talk about the Carol Burnett Show. They don't talk about Mama's Family. She was on both. Betty White was in the family sketches, which meant that she also appeared on Mama's Family because she was Thelma Harper's daughter. She was Eunice's sister. Why haven't we seen anything from the Carol Burnett Show or Mama's Family? Betty White was a big part of that. It was Betty White, Carol Burnett, Vicki Lawrence. Well, on Mama's Family, it would have been Ken Berry from Mayberry RFD. And it was, like and Harvey Korman, of course. Harvey Korman was a part of that on Mama's Family. Tim Conway wasn't on Mama's Family, though. Just the Carol Burnett Show. It was on the Carol Burnett Show. It was Vicki, Carol, Lyle Wagner, Harvey Korman, and Tim Conway. Those were the main panel of people. But they did show Betty White on like the Match Game in the 70s and on Password. And they mentioned how her husband, Alan Ludden, I can't talk today. I'm tripping over my tongue. Alan Ludden was her husband up until he died in 1981. He had cancer, I believe it was. And, yeah, so they really haven't shown anything about, they've shown clips of Betty White when she was on Saturday Night Live. And like I said, the Golden Girls, Mary Tyler Moore Show, Life with Elizabeth back in the early 50s, but they did not show anything from the Carol Burnett Show or Mama's Family, and she was a big part of that too. So, yeah, I'm kind of shocked that they didn't showcase or highlight her work on the variety shows, and she also had her own TV show based solely on animals. I don't know if you remember that, Dad? Where Betty White had a TV show and it was just for pets, just for animals. I don't even remember the name of the show. I'll have to Google it here real quick. But Betty White did have her own program. I think it was back in the 70s, where it was all just nothing but pets. Let me see if I can find that information for you guys. Betty White show about, okay, the Betty White show Pet Set. The Pet Set. So that was from 71 to 72. So it was early 70s. Of course, she had that the other program, Hot in Cleveland. Off Her Rocker, I think is what it was. Off their rockers. That's what it was. Life with Elizabeth was from 53 to 55. She was on Password from 1961 to 1975, as this is showing, or maybe it's just that's how long the program itself was on TV. She had her own show, The Betty White Show, from 1977 to 78, right around the time my brother Wayne was born. She was on the Golden Girls, of course, 1985 to 92. She was on Mama's Family. But she wasn't on the whole way. She went off in 1986, the year I was born. But yeah, Betty White had a lot of, she had a long list of credits under her name, and boy, what a lady she was. Remembering Betty White's legacy as an animal activist from the pet set to the LA Zoo. Wow. Yeah, Betty White's Pet Set. That's what it was. Holy mother of God. Your phone's ringing again. But there's a lot. There's a lot of shows that she was on, and when she was on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, Georgia Engel was also, and yeah, Georgia Engel from Everybody Loves Raymond. She was, whose mom was she? Amy's mom on the program. She was Georgette Franklin Baxter in the sitcom The Mary Tyler Moore Show from 72 to 77. And Pat McDougal on Everybody Loves Raymond from 03 to 05. And she made an appearance on Mork and Mindy. I remember she was on Mork and Mindy as well. She made appearances there. And she did have a gentle voice. And Georgia Engel was only 7 when she died. She was born on July 28, 1948, died on April 12th, 2019. What a shame, huh? Most everybody from the Mary Tyler Moore Show is now gone. Let's see here, because I know Mary Tyler Moore herself, she died in 2017. So, and that's what I like about programs of the 70s and 80s. It's the fact that they were all spinoffs. Like you had one program and then the other program is a spinoff of that program and so on and so forth. Now, if you want to talk about television show spinoffs, we should talk about Norman Lear, because he was a genius at television spinoffs. He had All in the Family, and then Maude was a spinoff of All in the Family, and then Good Times was a spinoff of Maude. And I think the Jeffersons were also a spinoff of All in the Family. There's so many different programs, just so many different wonderful. I mean, television in the 70s must have been awesome when you had all those different spinoffs, and it's like, wow, and it's good stuff. It's good material. And Norman Lear, he was just an absolute genius. Absolute genius. But those were the days of TV. And the shit that's on TV nowadays, I'm not impressed. And I say that because now it's reality show, like reality TV. If you want reality TV, just come to my YouTube channel. You get all the reality TV you want, and it's free. Well, actually, I guess it's not free because I have to pay the bill to keep the internet going so I can use the YouTube platform to do the live streams. But who needs reality television when we all live reality? It's crazy to me. I'm not really ecstatic or enthusiastic about television of this generation because it's all garbage. Like they have these TV shows about these richy bitchy types who are hanging out on the beaches and bar hopping and getting laid and getting drunk. And it's like, who fucking cares? I do that sometimes. I like to drink. I enjoy sex. I like going out to the beach when I go to Muskegon. Uh, I go out on the sandy beaches of Lake Michigan at Muskegon. How is that any different other than I'm not rich? I'm not rich, far from rich, but all the other stuff I have enjoyed and I still enjoy on occasion. What makes these people so much better than me? They're rich and they have a television show. Well, big fucking deal. Uh, I don't know. I don't see the big. It's like it's like you have your own reality show. This is what has always bothered me about reality shows. It's like you people have your own reality show. You think you're that special or that important that regular people like myself, as if to say that we don't have lives of our own, that we don't focus more on our own shit, let alone give a fuck about what you're doing. You know, poor little rich kid. Like, what the fuck? I don't care what these people are doing. Like the Chrisleys, you know. My mom watches that TV show called Chrisley Knows Best. I've seen me I tried to get through an episode of it, and I'm just thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, these people are dumb as a box of fucking rocks. Like, why would anybody watch this such stupid shit? I don't understand that. Uh, my mom watches it, and you know, okay, she watches Chrisley Knows, but I think it's stupid. Uh, and they just spoil rich brats, a conniving, demanding wife, and a grown man who still listens to his mommy. It's just really fucking weird. I don't know. It's really strange. I don't understand the whole, you know, reality TV show platform. Bring back comedy, as in, you know, like like the sketch comedy, like the variety shows. Like back in the day, it was Carol Burnett and Sonny and Cher, and you know, just or Dean Martin. I mean, there was a variety of different variety shows back in the day, like Rowan and Martin's Laughing. Um, bring back a lot of these older programs, you know, but reformat them to where it's spotlighting today's generation of people, all the famous people. I don't know. I think we still have Saturday Night Live, but it's it's kind of the same thing, but it's kind of not. I don't know because you know they have to keep up with the times, like most everybody does. We all have to keep up with what's going on, or at least try to keep up, you know, with what's going on. I say bring back a variety show, bring back that style of television instead of rebooting all these old programs like the Wonder Years and you know all these older programs. What or, you know, like Miami Vice and Hawaii Five O or whatever, they were rebooting those. Why not come back with the variety show format where you have famous people like Ryan Reynolds and um, you know, all these famous people who are now famous today and you know well-known celebrities. Why not just have a variety show of the new generation? I've always wondered that, but I'm guessing because in this day and age, uh, I guess the networks aren't making money off of stuff like that. But then again, I don't know how true that is either because they've rebooted a lot of the old game shows like Press Your Luck and Match Game. They brought that back for a little while when Alec Baldwin was hosting that. Um, it's how would that be any different? Just bring back. I mean, they just had live shows of reboots, remakes of the Facts of Life and Different Strokes. Why can't they do a variety show of today's generation? It seems like it would work. What's going on? What do you want?
Nothing, you just lost some shit again.
I was just talking to the viewers here. You know how they brought back the old game shows, like they rebooted the old game shows,
Yeah.
and they just had a live taping of Different Strokes and Facts of Life where they got new people.
Yeah.
Why can't they bring back variety shows, but with today's generation of talent? You know what I mean? It seems like they'd be able to do it. Do away with the fucking reboots of these programs like the Wonder Years and you know let you know live and let live. These were programs from when I was a kid growing up. I love the Wonder Years and the Facts of Life and Different Strokes. Leave those programs where they are back in the 70s and 80s where they belong. Come back with a variety show, but have all different talents on it. Just like, you know, on the Carol Burnett show, they had, I mean, she had everybody on her show, but they also did like Broadway musicals, like The Numbers, where they did dancing. and it was sketch comedy, and it was fun, and it was hilarious. It was, like Dad said, it was funny as hell. It seems like they would be able to come up, like somebody in Hollywood would come up with a variety show and showcase all of the talent that we have come to know and love through the years. Um, like George Lopez, I heard that George Lopez was actually sick. He was on stage during a New Year's Eve show and he fell ill on stage. Um, I haven't heard anything more about that, but just as an example, you have George Lopez, he comes back. He had his own television show. It seems like he would be able to come back with his own variety show and have, like, a whole bunch of different people, musicians, actors, actresses, just a variety of different people to showcase on his program. Or someone big in Hollywood would, should come up with something like that. That's all I'm saying. Just if you're gonna bring back old styles of stuff, bring back like the variety show style and brand of television, because the reality shows are just, it seems like everybody has their own reality show. They think they are so important that you know, us regular people, I guess we just sit around and do nothing all day and wait for their program to come on so we can live vicariously through them because they are so great. They are so much better than everybody else. That's just a load of happy horse shit. I'm not a fan. Like I'm probably the only one in my circle of friends who does not have Netflix. I don't watch Netflix. I'm not familiar with anything going on Netflix other than when I go to my friend's house, my friend Kelly. We were watching Squid Games, and that kind of caught me, caught my attention, and it kept pulling me in for more. So yeah, I have yet to see the remaining episodes. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, I don't want to know. Don't no spoilers, please. I haven't seen the other episodes, but I'm sure I will very soon. But don't tell me what happens in the other episodes. I want to see them for myself. But I don't have Netflix, so when someone asks me if I watch this or watch that, it's like, I don't have Netflix. I do not have Netflix. Never subscribed to it. I have no interest in Netflix. Amy watches Netflix. I think she has a subscription to Netflix. I don't. Um, I don't know if my brother Wayne does, but I know he watches, I think it's Roku. I'm not sure though. I don't know what my brother Wayne watches, honestly. I don't know if he's got the Fire Stick or Roku or whatever the fuck it is. I have no idea. But I don't have Netflix. We have satellite television. It's DirecTV. Does does Wayne have Fire Stick on his TV?
I think he does.
Fire Stick or Roku? One of them. I don't.
To say about him.
I have no idea. I have no fucking clue. And speaking of Wayne, we just talked to him. Well, Dad just talked to him on, what was it?
New Year's?
Huh?
New Year's
Was it on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I couldn't remember if it was on New Year's Eve or if it was yesterday. Yesterday was New Year's Day. Um,
Yeah, I talked to him. He's at his aunt's, his brothers.
right. Oh yeah, I went to the small town of Merrill out in western Saginaw County. I was out there this past week. Um, was it on Sunday? No. Tuesday? I can't remember what day of the week it was. I think it was, yeah, last year. It was on, holy fuck, there's your phone again. Your phone. Anyway,
Everybody knows me today.
yeah. And they know when I'm live on YouTube. Anyway, I was out in Merrill. I'm going to try this one more fucking time. I was out in Merrill this past week. I was at Little Bambino's because my friend Holly works there. And so I decided to go out there and say hello. I went to Woody's place in Merrill, which is a little bar. It's been there over 20 years, easily over 20 years. I went in to Woody's place, had a couple of beers. Then I went over to Little Bambino's and saw my friend Holly over there. And she was happy to see me. I just ordered a pop and French fries and visited with her for about, I'd say, an hour. I was there until closing time anyway, and the weather got really bad that night, and I was doing 30 to 35 miles an hour going home because the roads were snow covered and people were driving like idiots. Had people flying around me, and it's like, it's your life, it's your vehicle. I choose not to die tonight. I want to get home in one piece. And so I did, and here I am. But it was nice to get back over to Merrill. I used to live there back in the 90s, and I was very popular in Merrill, had lots of friends, had a girlfriend. And then for some reason, we moved back to Chesaning. Well, I know the reason. Um, it's because our landlord sold the house. He he was from Birch Run. He owned the house in Merrill. He sold it, so we had to move. And then we moved here. And I've lived in this house for about 23 years. So I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere, but it was nice to get back over to Merrill and to check out the old stomping grounds and get that small town feel because I love Merrill. It's it's one of those little towns that has not lost its appeal. It's just a little country town on the west side of the county, and it has not lost its appeal at all. The only thing different now is we don't have the ceramic shop there anymore. When we lived in Merrill back in 1997, they had the ceramic shop that we used to visit all the time, and my mom would buy ceramics and paint them. And I even painted some ceramics myself. And with, my mom had a big box of different colored acrylic paints, and we would sit and paint ceramics when I was a kid. And it was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. It was artsy. Why? What's going on? Why?
Katie.
Okay.
I will be back because I'm just dropping it off. So I got to come back in.
Okay.
That's stuff I got to do. All right.
All right.
We'll see you nice people out there. Have a good year.
Have a good year.
I'll talk to you later.
Well, we got about 15 minutes left of the show, so I'm assuming that Dad's not going to be back before I end this. Okay.
Okay.
Well, be careful out there. You said the roads are cleared? You said the roads are cleared?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I had to back my van into the driveway last night because it wouldn't be as difficult trying to get out if I needed to get out, backing out as opposed to driving straight out. So I backed my van in, and Dad says, "Well, do you need me to back do you need me to back your van?" I said, "No, I can do it." "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, watch me." And sure enough, he watched me, and I did it. I backed it right in. He says, "Well, I didn't think you could do it." "Well, you didn't think I could do a lot of things, could you, Dad?" But I'm gonna be making a homemade pizza here pretty soon. I was in Saginaw last week. Well, on Thursday I was in Saginaw. I was in Saginaw both days, Thursday and Friday. But when I was in Saginaw on Thursday, I tried to get Shrine Circus tickets then, and they couldn't sell them to me because they had a Saginaw Spirit hockey game. So I had to wait the following day, and I messaged them on Facebook and asked them when am I able to get tickets for the Shrine Circus? Well, we're open today until 5. So on Friday, about 3:30, I went back to Saginaw, went to the Dow Event Center, got my Shrine Circus tickets. But anyway, backtracking to Thursday, seems I couldn't get my Shrine Circus tickets on Thursday. I went to the Walmart over next to the Sam's Club on Bay Road, and I decided to get a cheese grater and some measuring cups, like the measuring spoons and the measuring tablespoons. I decided to get those because I would like to try my hand at making a homemade pizza. I've been watching several YouTube videos, just one video after another, after another, after another. And each and every YouTube video that I saw, I mean, this was one right after the other. Each and every video had pretty much the same ingredients to make the homemade bread dough, because I wanna make it from scratch. They were, they were saying to use sugar and salt and flour and yeast and EVOO and garlic and just all different kinds of stuff just to make the dough. Um, would I like to make homemade pizza sauce? I'd like to try just to, just to see if I can do it, just to see if I can do it. But all the ingredients for the dough, just the dough part, basically every video had the same ingredient. You have flour, yeast, salt, sugar, EVOO, extra virgin olive oil, and some of them, decided to add garlic. But I don't know if I add garlic to the dough, although it might taste pretty good. But I'd have to watch the videos again just to find out how to do it. And I had a joke. I was talking to my mom last night. I said, I want to make my own, homemade pizza from scratch. I said, and the thing is, I've never kneaded dough before, but I'm always accepting cash. And she's, oh, fuck, she got the joke. But yeah, I'll have to, I've never kneaded the dough before. I've never kneaded dough. I've never done that before in my life, so it'll be a new experience for me. I just gotta remember to put flour down on the surface and then just kinda knead the dough. They show you how to knead the dough. You just kinda roll it over on itself and push forward, and you just roll it over, push forward, roll over, push forward, and you keep doing it, and then eventually you can take a rolling pin and, roll it out, or you can, take your knuckles and stretch it out without putting holes in the dough. Um, I think I'd probably feel more, comfortable using a rolling pin. I think we have a rolling pin around here somewhere. Um, if we don't, I'll just have to buy one. But yeah, I'm really excited about trying to make homemade pizza. I love pizza. I'll just have to remember to get the toppings for the pizza as well, because I like pepperoni and ham and sausage and bacon. And I instead of buying the pre-shredded cheese in the bag, I want to buy a block of the sharp cheddar cheese and use the cheese grater to have freshly sliced cheese. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, the only thing I can do is try, and hopefully it'll be a success. I've been watching the YouTube videos and seems to be working out pretty good for them, and the pizzas always turn out looking absolutely delicious. My mom suggested I use baking powder instead of yeast, but all the videos are calling for yeast, so I'm just gonna try the yeast. I'm just gonna go with the yeast because of the rising crust, I think is what it is, why they use yeast. I'm not sure exactly, but all I know is that every video I've watched, they're calling for yeast in the, ingredients. And of course, you have to measure out how much of each thing to use. Like you take a measuring cup of warm water and you add sugar into it. You incorporate sugar and warm water together. And you stir it up, mix it up real good. Then you add a packet of yeast, stir it up a little bit, then wait. And then you wait like I think 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. And if there's a nice foamy, like a formation at the top of the water inside the measuring cup, then you know that it's doing its thing, and that's what you want to happen. I remember that part, but the rest I'm gonna have to kinda just keep watching over and over again just to make sure that, I don't mess anything up, because I'm always I don't know what it is, I've just gotten into wanting to know how certain things are made. Like chili, I didn't think I can make chili, I thought for sure I was gonna fuck up chili. I haven't, no complaints yet. Um I use the right amount of, onion and green pepper and, kidney beans, and I use the right amount of chili powder and salt and pepper, and, it always turns out good when I make it, so I don't have any doubts that the pizza won't turn out good too. Um, I'll try it once, and if I think I didn't do a good job, then can't say I didn't try, but practice makes perfect, as they say, and the more you try, the better you learn, and you pick up next time, "Oh, maybe I could go just a little more on this ingredient, less on that, use more of this herb, less of this spice," kinda just go back and forth a little bit, experiment, because that's the only way you're gonna learn, is if you tr if you try. If you don't try, you'll never learn. Um, but I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna make this pizza. I'm probably gonna be a little overly anxious, but I'm also gonna be really super excited to give it a try. Because like I said, I love pizza. I love pizza. I don't care for pineapple or anchovies on my pizza. I don't eat pizza like that. I think it's gross. Most of you probably eat pineapple on your pizza or anchovies or both. To each their own. I don't prefer that on my pizza. There was one video where this guy was putting actual whole kernel corn as a topping on his pizza. I don't think I would try whole kernel corn. It might be good. It might be good, but I've never had pizza with corn as a topping. That to me was a little different, kind of weird, but I don't know. It might be good. It might be good. I don't wanna knock it till I try it, but it's not something that I would typically look for on a pizza, whole kernel corn. But anyway, guys, yeah, so that's gonna be my experiment because I like to learn how to make different things, and we do have a recipe book. I think we have a recipe book here at the house. Um, in fact, I think we have several recipe books here at the house, and I don't know. I just get curious. I just wanna try and see if I can do it. And if I can do it and if it turns out good, then I'll just go with that. I'll do what I can do. But anywho, we'll see how much longer I have because the hour always flies by so quickly. I've only got 8 minutes left of the show. 8 minutes left of the show. The hour goes by so quickly. Um Which is a good thing. I'm glad that I decided to limit my Sunday video updates to an hour at the most. Sometimes I go over, like last week, I went over, um, but that's okay. A few minutes, give or take, is not going to hurt. But I really and truly enjoy doing the live streams here on YouTube because it just makes things that much more easier and more convenient where I don't have to wait for a video to upload and it takes several hours and when I was pre-recording the Sunday video updates, I would have to go to bed early, get up early, record the video, and try to get it out to everybody by Sunday evening. This way, going live, the video is already going to be readily available to watch, and you can just rewind it, play it back, and there you go. But I like this way better, and I hope you like the new thumbnail that I decided to go with for the Sunday video updates in 2022. So I guess I kinda did do things differently this year, but I don't know. I figured, shake things up a little bit. It might be nice. It seems like every year I do something different. Like I used to do a spin in when the video would start. I would spin my chair in towards the camera. And then when I was done, I would spin around and you would see my back as the video faded out at the end. I don't know why I did that. I thought it would just be something different, something entertaining. And who knows, 2023, I might do something entirely different from the thumbnail. So who knows? I might even go back to recording videos instead of doing the live streams. But it just seems like the live streams are so much more easier and much more convenient because I not only I don't have to wait for the video to upload and save to my channel, but that also means I don't have to edit anything. Like, I'm satisfied with, um, you know, what I see. Although I've noticed a lot of the time there's glitches in the live stream. That's the internet. That's not my, it's not the setup. It's not the microphones or the camera or even the computer, but I'm pretty sure it's just the internet, um, the broadband. It's not as strong as I thought it would be, and at times you'll experience a glitch. So when I'm like mid sentence, right in the middle of a very good point, um, it'll freeze on your end, and then you don't hear the full thought. And then I might have to recite it back on Facebook or in a future, Sunday video update, or even in a daily rant recording. I'll have to recite what I said prior so that way you'll know what I said, and you won't have to sit there and scratch your head and think, what did Jared say? What did Jared Bear say? It must have been something offensive, No. The only things I say offensive are when I tell people to fuck off or I call certain people out on their bullshit, but that's because they offend me by acting stupid. Um, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know. Everything else it's going pretty good around here. It's going pretty good. But I'm still sad about Betty White dying, and I'm sure lots of other people watching this are because, as I said in my daily rant recording, we all had Betty White on television when we were growing up. Every generation had grown up with Betty White. She was always on TV, no matter what it was. She was always on TV. She was always doing something funny. She always had a sense of humor, and she was like that right all the way up until she died. Betty White was not sick. She didn't have the COVID. She didn't have any prior health issues. She was healthy and active and spry as any 99-year-old person could be. And they said that she died of natural causes at home, so maybe her heart quit. 99 years old. That's a long life to live, and maybe her heart just got tired and it just stopped ticking, you know? But, even if she would have lived to be 100 years old, and I said this in the daily rant, if she would have lived to be 100 years old, it would still hurt just as much knowing that she is gone forever. Because Betty White meant a lot to a lot of people in the same way that John Lennon did, in the same way that Elvis Presley did, in the same way that all the people, in the entertainment world, when you grow this attachment, you develop an attachment towards certain people in the entertainment industry. And, because you got to remember at the end of the day, they're people like you and me. They're, human beings. And while they may be famous, they're still human. And for whatever the case may be, they battle their own demons, they have their own addictions or whatever problems they have. But they're still human beings, no matter you can like them or love them in this movie, this movie, this movie, that movie, or if they're musicians, yeah, I like this song, I love that song, and that song, yeah, it's okay. People work in the industry of primitive culture, movies, music. It's just that's part of our culture. That's part of our society. But Betty White was the ultimate example of being a human. She was so giving and caring and loving and compassionate. And I actually cried on Friday when I found out she passed away. I fucking bawled like a baby. I'm not afraid to admit it. I love Betty White. I loved her on the Golden Girls. I loved her on Mama's Family. I loved everything she's ever done. I've seen clips of her on the Match Game. I've seen clips of her on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I loved everything about Betty White. I'm happy to have gotten her autograph when I did back in 2009. I will cherish it forever, but I cherish my entire autograph collection, and I always will forever. But Betty White was just one of those influential, inspirational people. She was full of zest. and she had a zest for life, and she was a spunky old lady. I mean, she even said it in an interview. She says, "I'm the luckiest old broad on 2 feet." I mean, she had that way about her. And, you know, no one could ever hold a candle to Betty White. No one. There will never be another Betty White ever again. And now that she's gone, it just feels like a generation had just gone away. It was the end of an era. It was the end of that generation. And I think that's really what hurts the most, knowing that Betty White is gone, but she died peacefully, you know? It was natural causes, as I pointed out. That was the report. She wasn't sick. She was healthy as could be. And like I said, maybe her heart just quit. Maybe, 99 years old, I mean, your heart gets tired. It's tired of pumping. So, that's probably what happened. And I'm hoping that when she passed, I'm hoping she passed in her sleep. 'Cause that's the way I wanna go, you know? When my time comes, I hope I die in my sleep. I don't wanna die a painful death. Um, anyway, one can only hope, right? But anyway, thank you, Betty White, for being a friend and for giving us all those wonderful years on television. But I have gone over the 4 o'clock mark. I've been here for an hour. I want to thank all of you so much for tuning in to the very first Sunday video update of 2022. My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jer Bear. Amy's in the bedroom. She's not going to have a final comment. Dad went away. He's not going to have a final comment. But I will say, much love as always. If you are not friends with me on Facebook, yeah, send me a friend request if you want to. Don't have a problem with that. But like I said, if you're going to come starting trouble, your ass will be jettisoned quicker than you can blink an eye, because I am not going to tolerate bullshit. And I will know who you are instantly if you come on my Facebook starting shit. So, um, until then, I'll see you next week. And much love as always. Take care of each other, take care of yourself. And I'll be seeing you next week. So much love and peace, guys. Take care.